Welcome to episode number 22 of the Making Moves podcast, where we talk relocating and real estate in the Dominican Republic. If you're looking to move to the DR, this podcast is for you. If you're looking to make moves in real estate in the DR, this podcast is for you. I'm your host, Josie Sells DR, and today we are coming at you from Punta Cana. As you can see behind us, this is not fake. This is real life. The ocean is actually this blue. The sand is actually this white. Yes. And I'm so happy to be joined by my good friend, Mr. Johan Febrillet.
That's correct.
Febrillet.
Pronounce my last name.
Yes. Johan is, first of all, you're Dominican, which is so cool.
I am.
Born and raised.
Yes, Latino power.
Latino power. Born and raised.
All the way.
In the DR, you are a teacher. And you are a successful real estate advisor for the prestigious Noval Properties here in the Dominican Republic. I'll do.
Great.
A little piece of you, a little glimpse of you. So thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure for me.
I interviewed you 14...
Second time.
Yes, this is our second time. And I interviewed you 14 episodes ago. You were episode number 8. We filmed it in Los Terrenos. And since then, a lot of cool stuff has happened. I feel like we've got some stuff to talk about. There's some exciting things happening in the Noval world. So let's get into it.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Josie, of being here for a second time. Mm-hmm. And that means that I got enough votes for being here for a second time. So people, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it.
You're the only person I've interviewed twice. So.
My name is Johan Febrillet, for people who don't know me. Before I turned into a real estate sales executive, I was a teacher, as you said. Mm-hmm. I used to teach English classes for one of the really well-known universities or colleges in Santo Domingo that is called UPEC. Mm-hmm. Then after that, I had a chance to be part of an amazing organization of MLB, which is the Kansas City Royals. I was the one helping them with the English program and the education program in general in the Dominican Republic for the Latin American players. So I was with them for 4 years. So it was a really amazing experience as a teacher.
Yeah.
I learned a lot of good things from this organization that are helping me now in the real estate world.
Noval is, hands down the most prestigious real estate development company in the country. They've been blessing the Dominican Republic with the highest quality of real estate development for 20 years now. The location for today's episode is strategic. We are filming in Cana Bay at the Beach Club. And yeah, we're here to just talk about this amazing development by Noval. So first of all, before we talk about Canabay, I want to ask you, why Cana? Why is this an attractive place to live and invest in real estate?
Let's start with a little bit of numbers, which is really important and crucial when you're making an investment in a foreign country. Mm-hmm. If we're talking about 2017 or something like that, we had around, 2019, 7 million visitors come into the Dominican Republic. And more than 50% of these visitors came through the airport of Punta Cana.
Okay.
That's a great fact right there. And many of them stayed in Punta Cana for recreational purposes. Mm-hmm. From 2019, 2022, that number went up from 7 million to 8 million in Sunday. And you know how many of those tourists who came to the country for recreational purposes came through the airport when we can? Around 4 million.
Wow.
So that right there is a big number. That represents, I would say, 50% of the total number of tourists that came to the Dominican Republic. Joy to have fun with family members and all that. So we're talking about a place, Punta Cana, that has the facing to the airport of the country, right? Mm-hmm. That says a lot. That is, strictly connected to the profitability. That's strictly connected to great return of investment. It's brand new because many of these tourists are coming to the country through Punta Cana are staying here.
Yeah.
And according to reports, by December 2022, I'm just talking about hotel rooms, they reached an occupancy of almost 80%.
In Punta Cana?
In Punta Cana.
Wow.
Okay, this Punta Cana is well-known. It's like the golden, I would say the golden zone for resorts. We have some of the really well-known all-inclusive resorts here that the Dominican Republic. We have Hard Rock, which is where we are right now in the area of Hard Rock.
Yeah.
We have the construction process of the Mood Palace right there. We have some others that are really well-known. That's one of the things why Punta Cana is really well-known, besides having is international airport that is already having direct flights to around 67 different locations in 26 countries.
Wow.
So if you're a foreign investor, that's one of the things that you need to lock down before you make an investment. Am I close to my property? Is there an international airport? When I rent my apartment, what are the amenities that people are going to have? Are they close to where they're going? That's location, location, location.
Totally.
That's one of the things that makes Punta Cana profitable. The second thing I have to mention is the variety of amenities that you can enjoy here in the Punta Cana. Without counting this ones in Canabay, we can talk about Kathmandu. Kathmandu is the first theme park of the Caribbean.
Right.
It's just maybe 15 minutes far from here.
Wait, it's finished?
Of course, yes.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was something that was like,
inviting you after the podcast.
let's go, let's hit the roller
How did you not know?
coasters. Let's hit the roller coasters. I didn't know that that was even a thing. I didn't.
It's already accepting people.
Okay.
In fact, we had an open house celebrated there
Really?
months ago, yes.
So it's new. It just opened.
It's new.
Okay.
This year.
This just changed. My entire day has changed.
So you have that amenity right there that's great for kids, family members who are coming here. The second one we can mention, I'm just going to mention a couple of them because this long.
Yeah, of course.
A few of them. Skate park. A huge water park with zip lines, with sinkholes or natural wells on the ground. So perfect for a great moment with your family members and kids, okay? Besides that, we have some of the most well-known nightclubs or discotheques on the East Coast, which is Cocobongo. There's no way you can miss Cocobongo. If you don't know Cocobongo, you don't know Punta Cana, right? So besides all of these things, the fact that you have a possibility of getting a property over here under the benefits of the Comfort Tour law, which gives you tax exemptions for 15 years. It's another free thing that is making Punta Cana the most visited tourist destination of the Caribbean.
And you said that every single one of Noval's projects thus far has the Comfort Tour again.
That is correct. That is correct. We have not failed on that so far. We're doing a great job with that because we truly design developments in a way that they represent a positive impact to the tourism in the Dominican Republic. And we will continue to do it, keeping nature as the main star of the developments, which is a great thing to do, inspired, by infrastructure like in Tulum, for example. They just play with nature.
Yeah.
It's nature the way we're loving nature out here.
Yeah.
That's why we're having this green direction towards the future, which is really amazing. And the list is long, and we can have a podcast of 3 hours about amenities are here. But numbers and the fact that you can get a occupancy percentage of 65 easily over here, it's what's making Punta Cana special for investors.
Yeah.
And the amenities is what is making Punta Cana special for people who just want to come here and have a piece of land in the tropical paradise of the Dominican Republic.
Amazing. There you go. That's why Punta Cana right there. Okay, now let's break it down. Why Canabay?
Why Canabay? If we're talking about safety, which is a really important thing to mention when you're investing, as someone who does not know the country well, Canabay is an enclosed resort and residential area that has already been developing for a long time, and it will continue to develop even more. So over here, we're part of the Hard Rock, which is an amazing and astonishing all-inclusive. It's well-known all around, okay? So over here in Canabay, you have different amenities to enjoy, besides the fact of being close to everything. The location is really important. Canabay, if you want to go to the airport, maybe 30 minutes or something like that.
Yep.
If you want to get to downtown Punta Cana, maybe 20 minutes or something like that. You have medical assistance, international medical assistance.
Okay.
Really close from here, maybe 13 to 15 minutes, which is really important. And not just Canabay, Punta Cana in general. Here you have access to bilingual schools that can take your kids from kindergarten to 12th grade. Okay, this is just Punta Cana in general. One of the things that I forgot to mention, right, which is really important, education and medical, medical assistance.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're talking about Canabay, the fact that this is part of the Hard Rock gives you access to different amenities. The first one is, look at this wonderful and amazing beach club.
It's gorgeous.
This is like a miracle. Being here is like a miracle, and you can have access to this wonderful beach club, once you are a member of Canabay, right? That's the first one. The second one, you can enjoy of this amazing white sand, celestial blue beach over here. And another thing, Barbaro Beach, all around, has been considered by UNESCO, okay? The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization as World Heritage.
Brilliant.
One of the most beautiful beaches in the world, okay? That's another thing that makes, for example, Old Barbaro Beach and Punta Cana special along with Cana Bay. And then you have access to paddle tennis courts, tennis courts if you are a tennis lover. Then 3 more important things. You have access to a top fine casino, which is the Hard Rock Casino. As a member of Canabay, you have access to the discotheque of the Hard Rock, okay? And last but not least, you also have access to the golf course. That is huge, of 18 holes. And this is an interesting fact. It was designed by someone that is considered by many people as the greatest golfer or golf player of all times. And that is the Golden Bear.
Okay.
So it was designed by him. So you can have access to that important amenity. And besides that, every single amenity that you can have access to in the surroundings makes this place special. And it's unique, it's exclusive. You can enjoy of beautiful beaches, you can enjoy of privacy, of walking around, going through ecological paths, riding bikes, feeling safe that nothing's going to happen.
It's very peaceful here.
It's very peaceful, very protected.
Yeah. So let's talk about the exciting new addition that just launched literally yesterday, right? Literally yesterday. And how many units in like the first 20 minutes of being launched have been reserved already?
Around 20.
20. So like 1 unit a minute is being bought. That's how in demand. That's how hot this project is.
Yeah. It's good that we're having our podcast now so that we can inform people that a great opportunity is here and now.
Yeah.
You got to take advantage of it.
Here and now. Yeah.
20 reservations made in just 20
minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah. It's so
amazing.
Riviera Bay. What is Riviera Bay? Tell us about it.
Riviera Bay. It's inspired and nature with beautiful green of the trees and all that. It's a very exclusive development. It's just 110 apartments.
Okay.
But the great thing about this development is that it offers you a variety of options. You have 1-bedroom units, which are amazing for rental. You have 2-bedroom units, which are great for rental pools and also for using them when you're here. You're just in the mood for having a great time with your family members.
Yeah.
More spacious. And of course, we have 3-bedroom units for bigger families.
Cool.
So the great thing about Riviera Bay is, as I said to you, is in the process of getting the definite resolution of conflict so that you don't have to pay for this to import taxes, which is a transfer tax of 3% of the property, and the IBI tax, which represents 1% of the value of the property that exceeds a limit that the government sets.
Correct.
So you're free of that. You're free from those taxes for 15 years, okay? So the other thing is it has a wonderful 250 square meter swimming pool, private infinity swimming pool that can be enjoyed by the proprietors at any time. And as I said, they can have access to the amenities that we just mentioned.
Okay.
Part of Canabay gives you access to this wonderful amenities. And it's also great to be part of a golf community if that's your passion. And you're going to have it right in front of the development.
Amazing.
In fact, from some units, 4th floor up, including the ones with the rooftop, you can have a great view of parts of the golf course that's going to be in front of us. It's really amazing.
So some of the units will have like a private rooftop terrace?
That is correct.
Gorgeous.
Including a jacuzzi and a barbecue area. Okay? They're going to be equipped with central AC, extractor, electro-heater stove, and odor. And as part of Noval, we also have an interior design company that can help clients or customers equip their apartments with fine and, top quality furniture packages if they want to make an upgrade, which is really important to me.
It's important.
Okay? And I think that's one of the most important parts that I consider the reason why Noval is, so successful. As a foreign investor, sometimes can be a great headache to administer your property, especially if you're far away. Having to come here, finding someone who could be your coach or something like that to administer the property, that can be really painful or hard sometimes for someone who does not know the country as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that Noval gets out of your, concerns.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the development is going to be administered by a reputable hotel administration, it's something spectacular because they're going to make everything possible to rent your apartment as many times as possible to try to get you at least this minimum occupancy rate of 60 or 65%. And considering that Punta Cana is a hot spot for for investors, for tourism, if we're having a great time, vacation time, and recreational purposes, it's easy to get a minimum occupancy rate over here. So they make sure that the apartment is clean. They make sure to get clients through tour operators. When we're talking about reputable hotel administrations that later on we're going to be revealing, the name is going to be a surprise. But right now, what you can be sure of is that an expert is going to be taking care of the rental program of Riviera Bay, which is one of some other developments that we're going to be bringing here at Cana Bay once again.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. What does the future look like for Cana Bay?
The future of Cana Bay is bright. And whenever you're talking about real estate world, I mean, we all know this. When you're talking about buying a cell phone, the moment you buy the cell phone and you're using it, the price goes down.
Exactly.
If you go to rent a car or a dealer, you get a car, the moment you're taking it out, maybe it's worth $5,000 less. But it happens completely different when you're talking about the real estate world.
Mm-hmm.
That's why right now is the best opportunity to invest, because you might have new opportunities in the future. But the tendency is that the price will always go up. Especially if you're talking about a place like Punta Cana, like Cana Bay, in which, as I said to you, we're witnessing the construction process of another all-inclusive resort, which is the Moon Palace.
Right.
So this is a resort residential area that has plenty of amenities to make it a special place. And who knows what the future holds? Maybe there will be even more and more and more and more amenities. I can assure you that. I can promise you that. But that's something that can be expected. Yeah. Especially if you see more and more tourists come into this area wanting for more.
Yeah, the demand is there.
So the demand is there, and usually in order for a country to be successful, the country has to give people what they're asking for so they can feel happier and happier every time they come in. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, being other developments, because Noval is bringing not just this one, there's some more to come. Mm-hmm. That means more benefits, more comfort for 15 years, more hotel administration by experts, more profitability and return of investment every single year. And that being said, that makes this time right now the most precious time to make your first investment in Punta Cana, especially in Canabay.
Absolutely.
Because the price that you're having right now, which is a pre-sale,
the lowest,
you're not going to have it in the future. And if you want to have a better present 3 years from now, which is what we call the future, this is the time to start making changes and making big decisions, because it might be too late if you think about it too much.
Absolutely. What would you say to somebody who has, never invested in the Dominican Republic before? What would be your number one piece of advice to give to them?
First, if we're talking about this world of pre-construction, real estate world, it is crucial and essential that you're led by an expert in a construction company that has been in the market for 20 plus years. A company that is not improvising. A company that has been successful with an impeccable reputation for a long time here in the Dominican Republic. Someone that is coming here and make, a first investment. Sometimes when you see renders and pictures, that's not the best thing of what you're about to get. I truly recommend people to come over and to take a look around and to see why it is worth it to invest in the Dominican Republic. And once they come, they're going to see that this is some true paradise. That's one thing. And the second one is to give themselves a chance to change the way they see the world when it comes to investing. Okay, I know it sounds scary to make an investment when you're talking about pre-construction, which is why I said we got to do it, holding hands with an expert so that your money is safe. And especially with the company that is willing to give you a flying by offer. Come, you see, you check, you make a reservation, and you get a discount.
Yeah.
Here, more. It's a tough decision, but big decisions are the ones that change your life in big time. Okay, you just gotta understand who you're dealing with, why you're buying this property, because that's an important question. Why you're buying it? Is it just pure investment? Is it a vacational home for you and your family? So this purpose is going to help you determine which one's going to be the right investment. After you have determined these two things and the budget that you're willing to invest to make this dream come true, then the third one will be, as I said, to do it with someone that is going to give you great pieces of advice and got you through our full process, and is going to make you feel happy at the end because they let you to make a great decision that you thought it was not the best one at the moment because you were scared, but 3 years after that moment, you realized that it was indeed one of the best decisions that you ever made in your life.
Absolutely. Amazing. Good answer. What would you say to somebody who is considering investing in the Dominican Republic for the first time?
Oof, that's a tough question.
One.
But it's a really good one. First, I would start with asking myself these questions. Why do I want to invest right now?
For
Okay. Is it that I want to make my first investment? Is it that I want to use this apartment for rental purposes only? Or is it that I want to use this property as my vacation home in the Dominican Republic? The answer of those two questions will lead you to the other one, which is how much am I willing to pay? What's my budget to make this dream come true?
Right.
Okay. So this budget is going to help you determine what's the ideal development or the ideal product or property for you, considering that this one's going to satisfy your needs, the needs that you just, previously discovered or found out. Okay, I want to just rent my apartment or I want to live it and rent it, okay? So after you've covered these three questions, then you got to ask yourself, I'm ready to make the first investment, and the most important thing for me past this stage of the process is, okay, Dominican Republic. We have already mentioned all the benefits of making an investment over here, so that's another question you have to ask. What are the benefits that this property is going to bring to my life? Where it is located? How this property is going to change my life for the better? Okay? So whenever that answer is great, then you might be talking about the right place to invest. And once you have all those things covered, last but not least, who is the person or the company that is going to help me? That's going to be a helping hand, that's going to guide me through this important process of my life. So you got to make sure that that company, that guide, it's someone with experience, someone that can make sure that your whole experience is going to be as smooth as possible, so that you can continue to buy and you can continue to talk to people about it, so that you can bring more people over and create this, big family of investors enjoying this piece of paradise that we have to Caribbean. I think that will be the answer to that question.
Okay, thank you so much for being here. I thought that you were just hanging out in Punta Cana and you happened to be here. I didn't know that you drove from Santiago or Santo Domingo just for this, so I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Every 14 episodes. I'll see you in 14 episodes. It's been amazing. It's been amazing to see how Noval has just expanded and grown, and they're just blessing the DR with their projects.
I just hope that one of those episodes Can you
Isn't.
record it from Sosua?
Different. One day. It'll happen.
Development in there.
It'll happen.
Can you imagine it?
It's coming. I know it is. I know it is. I can't wait for that day. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
If you guys got value from this episode, please like, share, subscribe to our personal YouTube channel, to Noval's account on what, Instagram best?
Noval Properties?
Yeah,
Noval
Noval Properties on Instagram. And we will see you in next week's episode. Adios.
Bye-bye.